peace, love, harmony, and light. Grand rising, my brothers and sisters. How y'all feeling? This is Chief Kalanago with a quick video. It's a beautiful day in Brooklyn today. It is not cold, but it's a little bit chilly. You know what I mean? There's a beautiful chill in the atmosphere, and it feels good. It feels good. I'm doing some laundry because, as you know, I am going to be traveling to Missouri tomorrow, so don't want to travel with any dirty clothes. I'm leaving everything dirty, any negative energy, you know what I'm saying, which I don't have, but that may be in the atmosphere of the environment. I'm going to leave all that behind me and traveling, of course, in high frequency and definitely high vibrations. I am going to touch a little bit on a topic of interest, and a lot of times for me, I don't get caught up in the propaganda. You know, there is always the truth behind the supposed truth or the lies or the propaganda. There is always something bigger. You feel me? And one thing our people have to learn to realize is we don't have anybody but us. We have to stand up and defend and fight for our own, because every other culture does, every other ethnic group does, every other supposed race, they do that, except us. We have to stand up in unity, okay? And I'm talking about on a nationwide scale. I'm talking about throughout the Americas. As the original Americans, we have to stand up and defend our own. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Bill Cosby. I wasn't really going to touch that, but, you know, I rose, you know, like the sun, of course, every single day. And, you know, the ancestors, you know, gave me something that I should, you know, really talk about and let people know that it's always more than what meets the eye. Now, a lot of people have different opinions and, you know, different perspectives or their own perception as to what happened to Bill Cosby, why he did jail time. Well, you know, of course, being in Hollywood and in that realm, we all know it's a demonic realm. So we know that anything that transpires or manifests from Hollywood, at the ending of it all, nothing good comes out of it. Because once you, and I'm not saying that Bill Cosby sold his soul, but once you sell your soul, there's no turning back. You will pay the ultimate price. However, it's more than what meets the eye. Once again, we are dealing with a system, colonizers, invaders, who have come to our land to do nothing but destroy our land, take away what's ours. And Bill Cosby got caught up. So I'm going to read to you. Of course, it was in the Washington Post. I'm going to read it to you from another website, www.masslive.com, the news section. I will put that in the link below, but it was also in the Washington Post and other different, you know, news outlets. But of course, the media is not going to talk about that. They won't, and they will always distract you from the truth. So they will give you the propaganda. Oh, he's a rapist. Oh, he's that. Sexual abuse, all that. And I'm not saying that he did or he didn't. That's not what this video is about. Okay? And I'm not saying that if he did, there has to be any statutory time, you know, placed on any type of sexual assault. I'm not saying that. However, it's quite ironic that when their people are accused, okay, of raping and sexual molestation, they don't get no time. They get a slap on the wrist, okay? They get maybe probation and they get to go on living their lives. But when it's our people, okay, then there's always a different result. And we have to realize that this is not about justice. This is about just is, meaning that it's just the way it is. And the only way it's going to change is if we change it. We stand up and say, enough is enough. There's no way our brother Bill Cosby should be doing time. We as the people should have rallied and got him out. I'm not talking about begging and walking the streets. Nah, we go get him. That's what we need to do. You feel me? Tired of these people, again, coming into our home as foreigners, immigrants, vagrants, bums. And we can't have these criminals, okay, who are not, for one, indigenous, number two, and they're not the original people of the land. But I'm going to read a little bit of that, okay? I'm going to put the link below so you could read it yourself. And again, it's from www.masslive.com/news/index. Also, you could find that in the, I think in the Washington Post and different news outlets. Okay, here we go. Kinder Morgan wants Bill Cosby's driveway in Shelburne for temporary gas pipeline access road. And that was posted on April 4th, 2016 at 9:40 a.m. So once again, this is more than just what meets the eye, but the media is going to promote the negativity, the propaganda, and not tell you the real reason why our brother and elder is sitting in prison right now. All right. This has nothing to do with him being accused of rape. All right. Here we go. And it's when you look at the link below, you'll see it's a gallery of Bill Cosby property eyed for NED pipeline work area. And it follows. It says, a sprawling Franklin County property belonging to comedian Bill Cosby is posted at regular intervals with red and white signs telling Kinder Morgan subsidiary Tennessee Gas Pipeline Company that to stay away. No survey for gas pipeline. The sign read, entry upon this property by Tennessee Gas, Hatch, Mott, and McDonald and the agents will be considered trespass. Neighbors and police, please take notice. All violators will be prosecuted. Hatch, Mott, and McDonald is the national firm chosen by Kinder Morgan to provide engineering services for Tennessee's proposed 420-mile Northeast Energy Direct Natural Gas Pipeline. Cosby is one of more than 400 Massachusetts landowners resisting the company's attempt to conduct survey for the pipeline, which would convey natural gas from the Marcellus shale fields of Pennsylvania into the heart of New England and perhaps beyond. Camille O. and William H. Cosby, then of Beverly Hills, first bought their Shelburne property on Bardwell's Ferry Road in 1971, and over the years acquired hundreds of acres for conservation and privacy. Hundreds. Okay? They didn't specify how many hundreds, but I guarantee you, if that property and that project is worth what you're about to find out, then you'll realize why our elder is sitting in jail. All right? The compound in Shelburne, where the public is not welcome, overlooks the quick-flowing Deerfield River with its steep and rocky banks. If you are not invited, do not pass through these gates. Carved wooden signs announce at various driveways into the property. Now, Tennessee proposes to use the Cosby family's lower driveway as a temporary access road for the survey work in connection with the pipeline, and later wants to use part of the property as a work area, documents show. Part of the land is traversed by Northeast Utilities power line right of way, which Tennessee plans to widen to create an additional corridor for its pipeline project. The Cosby land is important to Tennessee because the company wants to conduct geotechnical surveys there in preparation for trenchless horizontal drilling to snake the pipeline on the Deerfield River. It's one of a number of sites across the state where the horizontal drilling method would take the line on the rivers and highways. The underground conduit between Conway and Shelburne would be around 3/4 of a mile long, carrying the line beneath the Deerfield River, the Boston and Maine Railroad tracks, a fiber optic cable right of way, Bardwell's Ferry Road, and the entire stretch of the Cosby property. An affidavit by a Kinder Morgan project manager said that using an existing paved driveway on the COSBY property is the best and most feasible alternative to reach the transmission line area, also owned by COSBY, to conduct required geotechnical surveys. The geotechnical surveys would involve drilling core samples so engineers could learn about underlying rocks and soils. The surveys are planned for properties which may require installation of pipeline via a horizontal directional drill method, such as those next to a river crossings. I have reviewed and relied on aerial maps, Google Earth images, photographs, and windshield surveys from co-workers and information from outside consultants, wrote senior engineer Angela R. Williamson. Direct access to the site from the nearest public way is encumbered by stone walls, fences, wetlands, and vegetation. The proposed access route through the COSBY property requires no improvements for use and is unlikely to require vegetation cutting. Tennessee on January 14 filed petitions with the Massachusetts Department of Public Utilities seeking an order to enter properties where 23 landowners statewide had denied permission for geotechnical surveys. 18 had denied permission for the vernal pool surveys, and hundreds more had denied access for other surveys. The surveys are meant to collect information about geology, endangered or rare species, wetlands and water resources, archaeological resources, and more. The truth of the matter is the only endangered species is us. Okay? That is a fact. And those people are the ones putting us in danger because they are destroying our natural resources for personal and profit gain, monetary gain. All right? Tennessee says that it needs the information to send to Federal Energy Regulatory Commission so the commission can prepare an environmental analysis of the project as part of its overall project review. Tennessee filed its application with FERE, which is the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, in November and hopes to have the pipeline operational in 2018. While the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission has final say over whether an interstate pipeline is built, the state's DPU says it has the authority to order property owners to let pipeline surveys do their work ahead of any federal approval. COSBY's neighbors also oppose the pipeline surveys and have petitioned to intervene in the federal permitting process, reports Greenfield Recorder. Farmer James Woolley would lose sugar maples and have his hay fields bulldozed, and the Hawks farm, 7 generations in the same family, would see significant disruption. And that's what these people do. All right. They disrupt nature. These people are parasites to our entire earth. All right. Hundreds of defiant landowners, elected officials, and more turned out for a 4-hour public hearing on Tennessee gas survey petition in Greenville last week. DPU chairman Angela Ochner was in attendance along with the others from her office. The Shelburne property is Bill Cosby and Camille Cosby's primary home. The reclusive 78-year-old entertainer is free on $1 million bail while facing sexual assault charges in Pennsylvania, a California-based defamation lawsuit, and similar lawsuit brought by 8 women in U.S. District Court in Springfield. Cosby has countersued 7 of those accusers. More than 50 women say Cosby assaulted them as far back as the 1960s. All right. So once again, you could go read this. The link is below. You'll see the property, you will see the maps, and you'll see exactly what's going on. So my brothers and sisters, once again, we have to be aware what's really happening. This is I think literally a $3.75 billion project. All right. A $3 point something billion project. Now we have to be aware of that. We have to know what's going on. We have to know the truth. So if the project is going to cost over $3.7 billion, you see why he is in prison right now. But as a people, we stand, regardless of what the situation is, we stand and we watch our elders go down in flames. We watch these people take our children from the streets and put them in prisons, use them as sex slaves. But these things only happen because we allow it to. Because if we had our stuff together, we would have had our own indigenous or American, municipal courts where they would not be able to try our elder in their courts, but our courts, because they are to deal with us from a government to government basis. But when the people perish for the lack of knowledge, this is what happens. So I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing. I have the vision. I know the how. I just need the people. It's that simple. Step up. Step up. All right? How long are we going to continue to sit by and watch these people destroy our lives, destroy our natural land resources? Okay? I mean, I'm going to do a video and talk about the economy and people losing jobs and all that. That's literally coming because you are chasing the illusion of what's real. You are not chasing life. You are chasing survival. Brothers and sisters, hearken to the words of wisdom. Stop chasing these people's fantasies. Stop chasing their money. Stop. Put your resources together. Get some land. I don't care if it's 1 acre. I don't care if it's 1/4 of an acre. It's yours. It's yours. No tax. Okay? We have to come together as a people, man. That is the key. That is the goal. Not everybody's going to get this. And everybody weren't meant to get it. But those of us who do get it, we have to put our resources together. We have to put things in place to protect our people. But first, you have to save yourself. Get your affairs in order. If Bill Cosby if his affairs was in order, he wouldn't be sitting in prison right now. Because in any court of law, in a real court, a man or a woman cannot be in prison. There has to be a remedy. But you have to have the knowledge. So it doesn't matter. Money doesn't make you wise. You feel me? So stop chasing these people's illusion. Stop chasing it. I love you guys, man. And that's why I do what I do. All right. But I will do another video talking about the economy, losing jobs, and all the so-called privileges that you have is going to be taken away. But I'll do that in another build. I just wanted to touch the real reason why our elder is in prison right now. And everybody's talking about, this and that and that. No, it has nothing to do with sexual assaults. These demons set up our elder. Okay? They set up our elder. Period. Point blank. But anyway, the link for that excerpt is below the video. You could go read it, and also you could cross-reference with, I think, it's not the Washington Post, I think. You could cross-reference that as well, plus other news outlets, because they are not going to talk about the real reason. They will give you the propaganda, though. All on CNN, NBC, Fox, all you hear is about raping and accusing and all that. But you will never hear about the real reason why our elder is sitting in prison. You feel me? Stop. That's why I keep telling y'all, get rid of these televisions, these live visions. They are poisoning your minds. But you are so addicted, it's like a drug. You can't get rid of it. Those who have ears, let them hear. And those who have eyes, let them see. Okay? Peace, love, harmony, and light. Have a great continuation. Chief, I'm out. Peace.